Hey there friends, I'm Andrew from the Scrapbox, and spooky season is in full swing, and I like to celebrate using themed decor, spooky fashion, it's always the socks, and by watching my favorite seasonal shows. Now there's a new one that just came out on the 18th, I'm sure you probably know, AGATHA All Along. I figured to celebrate the release of the first 2 episodes, we should take our own journey down the witch's road by creating custom Lego minifigures of the main cast. Let's go! Before we begin, don't forget to like and subscribe, because the real dark magic is the friends we made along the way. Back to it. Today we'll be making every member of Agatha's Coven by designing custom decals and making some custom sculpts to really bring the characters to life. It's alive! Full disclaimer, I have not seen the show yet, as it came out on the 18th. This should be out hopefully on the 20th, and in order to get this whole project done before then, I had to start way before the first 2 episodes come out. So hopefully there's not any huge inconsistencies, and if there are, you forgive me for what you see. Sound good? All right. Wait a minute. Hold on. What's that? Oh, we already have one major issue? Every scene in the trailers is incredibly dark or weirdly lit, and it's hard to tell what the characters look like? Oh, and it only shows a lot of their outfits from cut-off points of view. And what's worse is the fact that this isn't even a real phone, it's just a bunch of Lego? Huh. Well, wish me luck. Agatha Harkness. She's bad, she's bossy, she's the witch in charge. Throughout the trailer, she's seen in this fantastic dark blue, almost teal coat, purple pants, white shirt, and a nice pendant. I actually found this reference from Oogie Boogie Nights for a more complete look at her outfit. She's exchanged her wilder WandaVision hair for a neater tied-back style, but still has that sassy Catherine Hahn face. For Agatha, we're gonna grab this hair seen on Shell here, her CMF Agatha head, a custom decal torso, pants from Steve, and the bottom of her coat will be fabric. While designing her torso, I wanted to mention how much I enjoyed this iteration of Agatha. Miss Harkness was not always considered a villain. In fact, she started off as a protector of the innocent. Agatha first appeared in Fantastic Four '94 as a nanny for the Fantastic Four, protecting Franklin Richards. In 1985's Vision and Scarlet Witch, Agatha perishes after the villainous Salem 7 take over New Salem. But like many comic book characters, she returned 4 years later in Avengers West Coast 51, with little mention of how she returned. It was not until tutoring Wanda on how to have kids with Vision, then messing with her memories, do we begin to see a darker side to Agatha. There, her torso is done, and I'm making her coat out of fabric treated with a Mod Podge water mix, following Lego's basic fabric skirt patterns. Now, let's take a look at Agatha. Some of the things I like about this Agatha is how proper she looks, fashionable and deadly. Her decals came out very nice, and the fabric coat portion has no big frays, which I really admire. I also went ahead and painted purple cuffs into the sleeves. Some of my less like attributes are mostly with the fabric coat being slightly off color and a bit poofy, but realistically, it's the best we can get. I give her a B+. I really like that Agatha, but of course after Agatha is the next character in the Coven, not Billy, I know we all know, but we have to call them Teen until they're very obviously Billy. Watch them not be Billy. That's gonna be very awkward for everybody. Teen. Teen rocks a blue jacket similar to the common Harry Potter jacket. However, his gray sweater is all messed up. It took me a good while to find a balance of distress for the torso without overdoing it. Fortunately, the ripped jeans were a bit easier to piece together. I'm giving him the messy hair from the Lego Ninjago movies, CMFs, and a Superman face, showing that boundless optimism Teen portrays in the trailers. Teen's prints are waterslide decals, which are my current standard as I save up for a UV printer. Now let's take a look at Teen. Teen is looking good. His jacket and sweater are detailed but not too cluttered. His jean patterns match up well, and I had to 3D print that hairpiece and paint it black, but it fits nicely. My only downsides are I wish I had a more youthful face, and you could see the edges of the decals by the shoes. But honestly, I think we're swinging with an A- here. Now that teen is out of the way, we could focus on the rest of the Coven, starting with one character we've actually met before, Mrs. Hart. For those of you who don't remember, we met Mrs. Hart and her spouse in WandaVision. It was that awkward moment where the husband was choking and Vision had to help him while everyone else sat frozen. Behind the scenes had one good look at Mrs. Hart's costume, though another shot makes me question if she got covered in mud or if these are almost Groot-like hands. I designed a nice floral pattern for her torso, matching her shirt as best I could without overcomplicating things. I also gave her an apron which will transfer onto dark tan legs. Her hair is the same model as Rachel from Friends, just printed and painted a light tan, and her face is fleurs from the Goblet of Fire. My favorite part about this figure is that I got the arm decals to work, as they're normally extremely difficult. The paint of her hair is a bit off, but overall, she's got that Mrs. Hart look. Okay, now we've got the characters that we've seen, or maybe not have seen before. Let's talk about the new members of Agatha's Coven. Lilia specializes in divination both in the show and in the comics. She's got almost a Trelawney look to her. Her hair is a painted Barbara Gordon hairpiece. Her face is shockingly common, used for people like Bellatrix and Mantis. And of course I designed prints for her torso as well as her long skirt. Honestly, I'm really impressed with how she came out. Her skirt and torso match seamlessly, the printing looks impeccable, and the hair shows her styled look well. A+. Jennifer Kale. This Jennifer Kale is a potions expert, differing from her comic counterpoint, who is a sorceress with a long comic history and a psychic link with Man-Thing. I'm not gonna lie, I did try to sculpt a bald cap piece, like the ones from the Piece by Piece film that's coming out, but it ended up being too fragile and breaking after being put on a character's head, so it'll have to be something I revisit later. As for Jennifer's design, she gets a head from the table football set that should match her fun/sarcastic attitude. And her torso and legs are going to be fully customized, giving her a beautiful pink dress with gold jewelry and skirt printing on legs as her dress stops before the shoes. I will say, on my second look, I accidentally gave her black shoes when this one shot shows that she has lighter shoes on. But I think overall, she makes an excellent character, and I'm really excited to see how she's portrayed in the show. Her design is great, and I think the only problem is that you could see the edges of the decal more with the light pink color. But B+. Rio is a completely new character played by Aubrey Plaza, and it was difficult to find any photos that weren't shrouded in darkness. Luckily, from watching Parks and Rec, I figured I could get the head and hair covered, but I only found this halfway decent shot of her costume. It looks like she has some stretchy red shirt on, maybe a one piece with some sort of black hole in the middle, and a green vine vest. The legs are dark gray with gold, maybe orange lines stretching through them. Definitely an interesting choice, but this is what I got. Does the figure look cool? Yes. Did I put in too much detail that some parts blur together? Unfortunately, yes. Will this most likely be the least accurate simply because of the lack of reference material? Also probably yes. But even with those things stacked against Rio, I still give her a B-. Alice Wu Gulliver is a sorceress and detective in the comics, and her on-screen counterpart shares a similar background. Personally, I think she has the coolest outfit, and I spent a good amount of time trying to figure out how to get the gradient nicely in there. Luckily, her hair is a Friends piece that I have added orange bangs to, and her legs are gray and black dual molded legs. Altogether, she looks like this. This one I think really fits the character. I love it. I just wish I could have gotten the color transition in the sleeves a bit better, but overall, solid A. And so there you have it. That is Agatha's wonderful Coven. Is the show actually going to be any good? You're going to have to tell me, because I'm not going to know, and I'm not going to watch it until after I've published this video. So if it's bad, lie to me. Tell me it's great. If it's great, tell me it's great. Anyways, I've been Andrew. You've been watching The Scrap Box. Make sure to like, subscribe, comment, all that fun stuff. If you want to support the channel, there's many ways to do it. And make sure to never read from weird ancient texts of dark magic. They'll stain your fingers. And that's a rock fact. Bye.